Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to YouTube because I have seemed to get myself in a little trouble on Facebook by talking about a raccoon. And you can hear me, but we are live on YouTube Live, and I'm good with that. The boss BJ sitting right here.
What's up, everybody? They gotta get Instagram together so we can have that platform also.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that
Yeah,
because I love Instagram's layout.
yeah, it's nice. Yeah,
So we're here. Tuesday night flight. Big guy KG, the boss BJ. Not gonna be here for a long time, as I always say, but we're gonna be here for a good time, damn it. So let's start it off with your Wizards. Surging from 10th to 8th. Play tonight at 9 p.m. Let me get this right. Tonight at 9 p.m. they play the Boston Celtics. And right now we have a game in progress. Hornets are losing to the Pacers, who the Wizards own this year. They're losing 66-45 with 27 seconds left in the first half. Now, Wizards Celtics tonight. I'm not worried about no line. Do you think the Wizards have a chance to win it? Well, of course they got a chance. Can the Wizards beat the Celtics? Is my question for you.
I say absolutely. Isn't which Celtic just tore his ACL out for the season?
Wasn't that Jalen Brown, I believe?
Jalen Brown. So they're without Jalen Brown. They still got Tatum, but I mean Brown. That's a big loss right there. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean they still got Kimba. So, but I think the last team that anybody wants to play right now in this playing situation is the Wizards because they finally gel, put it together, and they're smoking hot. They're the hottest, probably one of, if not the hottest, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. You know, Russ is playing triple double, averaging triple double. Bill finished second in scoring for the second straight year. All your role players are starting to understand their roles on the floor, where they need to be, and how they can help. And it's scary. I think I'm gonna watch it tonight. I think, well, I'm pretty sure the Wizards are going to beat Boston. It's in Boston, right? So, and then the winner of that gets the Nets, right? I believe the winner of this game gets the Nets. I believe.
I believe that's how it unfolds.
So I mean that's a hell of a prize. That's a prize I wouldn't want, but I mean I like the Wizards' chances tonight, man. And if they lose, they got to play the loser of the Charlotte Pacers game, right?
Right. But what's the point of making it a round robin? So if you lose one and win one, you still don't go on. You go home, right?
No, they got a losers bracket, so the two losers are fighting for the eighth spot. Is that right? Yeah. The two losers are fighting for the eighth spot, and they would play the 76ers. So let's say the Wizards win tonight, Charlotte lose, Boston lose. They're going to play. They're going to play, and then the winner of that gets Philadelphia. I believe that's how it goes.
Mm.
This is the weakest thing I've ever seen in my life. They should have kept it to top eight make the playoffs. I know this drama good for TV. Usually I don't complain about more basketball, but you know, I don't want to see the ninth and tenth teams play. You know,
Yeah.
I'm old school. That's how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, just let all 16 teams play the fucking, and then try to, or mix the conferences up. I mean, what's next? It's no boundaries here.
That's true. That is true. Now we jumped already on to the next topic, which is the NBA playoff play-in bracket. Um,
I hate
you
this game.
got game.
I hate this camera. I got the front. Usually the front camera. I hate when it's like that's me. it's off. When I move to the right, I'm moving to the left on the screen. It's throwing me off.
I'm not even. I understand where you're coming from because I'm on the laptop and I'm having trouble. But we got games galore. You got the playing games. Where they at? Come on, playing tournament. You got the Hornets now and
Mhm.
Pacers now. Wizards and Celtics tonight. Tomorrow at 7:30. Spurs Grizz. Warriors Lakers
And you said the Pacers are beating the hell out of the Hornets.
by 24, 69-45
Wow,
at halftime.
wow.
But the Pacers wouldn't do that to the Wizards because they can't beat the Wizards. The Wizards are their daddy.
Yeah, I mean that's good to hear that the Wizards have somebody's number. You know, so
And then tomorrow at 10 p.m. you have Warriors Lakers
ooh
in
yes.
prime time. So I'm
Um,
geeked up for that.
yeah, I'm staying up to watch that. I'm staying up to watch that. This is I just complained about it, but for the league's sake, you want to see the Lakers and the Warriors stay in the playoffs as long as you possibly can. So with this format, they're able to do that because whatever team wins is going to solidify their spot in the playoffs, and the loser still gets to play another game. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is one of those instances where it actually you get to see it kind of work out, and you get to see the Lakers and the Warriors play and hopefully move on because that's going to be a good game. And
Absolutely
I don't think Golden State stand a chance.
is.
Steph gonna have to score 60.
Don't say that because he's gonna score 65 if you say that.
He might, but then it, I hate to say this, but that LeBron took his rest with his quote unquote ankle injury. AD took his rest, got his, now you got a healthy Lakers team. And yeah, they the seventh spot, but who the top two teams in the West? Is the Suns and who's number two?
Damn,
This,
I just had that pulled up too. Hold on, let me back up here. NBA playoffs. Who's my 2 seed? Damn it.
can you imagine fighting your ass off all season to grab the one or the two spot to play the fucking Lakers in the first round?
Suns and Jazz are your 1 and 2.
Oh, what a Jazz! Yeah, I mean, and I think those are two teams that can beat the Lakers. But man, you're hoping to grab you know, I don't know, the Clippers. Not the Lakers first round. I know you got to the Suns and the Jazz got to be like, man, we can't win.
And the thing is, the Clippers got the Mavericks, so that's not even an easy road right there.
I want to see the Clippers out the first round because that team, it's just how that team is assembled. It's not gonna win a chance. They're not coming out the West.
Not at all.
They're not coming out the West.
All right. Sticking with the game of basketball, the NBA. Now, this is something that's been on my mind since it hit the airwaves. Kwame Brown, former number 1 overall pick, 2001 draft. Pretty much wants all the smoke. He's been going at Gilbert Arenas, he's went at Matt Barnes, and he's went at Steven Jackson about perceived jokes that they've made about his basketball career, and he's made it personal to the point where he's talking about Matt Barnes' beef that he had with Derek Fisher, Steven Jackson being a fake BLM activist. I don't know what he said about Gilbert Arenas, but he said Gilbert Arenas took money out of his pocket. He was supposed to get 85 million, but didn't. He got 4 years for, I think he said 4 for 25 or something like that. And I'm gonna let you address this first because I got a little bit more venom to spew. So, what are your thoughts on all of this that he said in the last couple of days? He's taking the social media to pretty much call out people over things that have happened over the years and
But
even during his career.
the fact that we're talking about Kwame Brown is like a waste of airtime. You got all this venom and you got all this, you know, anger, but none of it showed on the damn court throughout your career. You know, and look, I understand because I'll give him that. The MJ ruined his career. I will give him that. You know, coming out of high school, because Kwame's around our age. He watched and grew up and idolized Michael, and Michael didn't handle that situation correctly. And I understand he was a kid then, but he's the most productive first round bust ever. He's a bust. Number one. He had a what he had 12-year career. Did he trip
Yeah,
into a
12 years.
championship? Did he trip into a championship on the Lakers?
He was
Okay, I
gone
just
by
make
then.
okay. I just making sure. It's it's I guess it's more angering to us because we watched him here do nothing. When I don't care what league you're in, when you're drafted number one, that franchise is hoping that you could become the face of the franchise and you could turn the franchise around. Just look at the NFL draft. Even, you know, the number one, Trevor Lawrence, they're hoping that he can be that QB of the future, turn the franchise around and make them prominent. Okay. And even your top 10 picks, you know, you see the franchises looking for their quarterback of the future. You know, you've seen multiple quarterbacks taken. And you know, it's the same thing throughout the draft. But that number one is special. And when you don't live up to it, you're going to be labeled a bust forever. You're going to be the joke. I don't know. You know, I think he got to a point. Every man has his boiling point that it just was too much for him to keep hearing. And now, you know, with social media being what it is, you can, you can say what you want to say on camera without losing your teeth. You know understand what I'm saying? And I just when I hear him speak, it's a joke. You know, it really is. It's like even after, you know, MJ and that, you know, you still were just there. Teams were taking a chance on you, like, man, I mean, he got the body, you know, he got the height, the size. Let's see if we could do something with him. They send him to LA. Kobe do the same thing to his ass, grill him. So all this smoke you want on the internet now, Mike gave it to you, MJ gave it to you, Kobe gave it to you, and you weren't up to the task. So now hearing it, it's just a joke. It's a damn joke, man. It's sad. Like I said, the internet has made people comfortable coming on here. And Kwame, I hope he hear it, man. Look, I email the show. I'll give you my address because I take smoke and I got asthma. Like your NBA career is irrelevant. So the fucking fact that we're talking about you is like it angers me that I'm wasting time on our show with our 6 listeners talking about fucking Kwame Brown.
Mm. Well, I ain't gonna spend too much time on it, but I had to be coached on how to handle this because I was absolutely pissed once I heard everything. Um, what he said about Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson. But my thing is with Steven Jackson, when there's a protest, Steven Jackson front and center.
And
You told him to take that rag off his head. You
I ain't
coming
seen
at this man's
Kwame
religion.
Brown. I ain't seen Kwame Brown at near protest. If he was, I ain't seen him.
I ain't seen him neither. It's hard to miss a 6'10" dude.
I ain't know he had an Instagram page.
That's what I'm saying. But you coming at these guys because of what they said on their podcast. You coming at Gilbert Arenas over some stuff that happened back when y'all was playing with the Wizards together.
Yep.
Because you didn't get enough money. Dog, who fault is that? You weren't productive. Your career average was 6.5 points, 4 rebounds.
Yep.
You were soft as duck butter then. Why are you so hard now? Now you could talk about me. Oh, you never made the NBA. I wasn't a basketball player in 2001. I was trying to be a football player. Thank you very much.
and that's a weak ass comeback. You didn't play in the league, so you don't have a say about it. What I think that's the weakest comeback a player can make. Like just because of that, so that means just like the police officers killing black and brown people, I shouldn't have an opinion because I'm not a police officer. I
It
shouldn't
goes
have an
hand in
opinion.
hand.
I shouldn't have an opinion voting because I'm not a congressman or I'm not in politics. Like that's the weakest shit I hear all the time.
And what's funny is I sat down, I talked to my wife about it. She was like, "You need to breathe," because I was livid. I watched everything today. I was livid that you would actually come out of your mouth like this as a 37-year-old man talk about y'all black men and y'all ain't nothing but extensions of the white man hand because all y'all doing is tearing down black men while you're tearing down black men. Come
Yeah.
on, dog. Are you
Yep.
serious?
Yep.
Do you know how much of a clown you sound like? And I'm just like B. I have no problem. And if you've listened to this show, all 6 listeners, you know I'll fight anybody. I don't care. I'm willing to fight. Look, the thing is, I will invite you over to my house, feed you dinner, make sure you're full, and ask you, are you ready for this ass whooping? I don't back down. Oh, well, I got them things, dog. You think you're the only one with that? Do you realize that? You don't realize how crazy I am, do you? Do you?
Fucking Kwame Brown.
But you talking all this stuff. Where was this type of energy when you were in the league to keep you in the league? Yeah, you were there for 12 years. But you look at it, you won no awards out in the NBA. No awards. 6.6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 0.9 assists. And that is from Basketball Reference. You talk about Kobe, and we combined for 84 points together. Yeah, Kobe scored 81. You scored 3. Alan always says that we big up what we did on the football field, but that's bigging up what you did on the basketball court because you were on the court. Look at the screens I was setting. That was your job.
Yeah.
You soft as duck butter, and you coming out with all this stuff. You talking and you call Matt Barnes Becky with the good hair. I think you better chill out with that because Matt Barnes is a little gangster. So is Steven Jackson. He trying to get his life right.
They're not gonna
Cut
waste.
it out.
They're not gonna waste no time on that fucking loser, man.
Well, hey, Steven Jackson's like, I'm coming. And Matt Barnes said, I came to you as a man, and you ignored it. You decided to go to the internet.
Yep. I just
So that,
watched Matt Barnes. And then Gilbert posted some stuff. I don't know if they squashed it or it was a misunderstanding, but I guess he talked to Gilbert. But it's just like, come on, man.
if I got beef with you if I'm still holding on to beef with you from years ago that hasn't been resolved, I'm not going to the internet about it. And I understand people got feelings. But if I know that I didn't, play up to my potential, I know I didn't fill out my potential, and you say, well, that's the biggest bust. I got to accept that. I got to put that on my jacket. I got to accept that. Yes, I was the biggest bust, but look at me now. Post-career, I've made more post-career than I did in my career because I know how to invest money. I learned this. I learned that. You got to move past it, dog. This is stuff you should have said 12, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Because you've been a butt of jokes for 20 years.
And will still be for the next 20.
So with that being said, we're going to stick in DC because I'm not giving this clown any more time. You soft as duck butter, get yourself together, and then don't talk about tearing down black men when you tearing down black men yourself. So pat him on the shoulder. Fuck you. Have a nice day. Thank you. We Mr. Dependable, Mr. Reliable, all-time sack leader here in DC. Ryan Kerrigan is now going to be wearing Kelly green and gold.
Yes, sir.
My chest.
Why your chest?
So because that's my man. He is the showstopper, the main event, the icon. And he's gone. He's no longer in burgundy and gold, but he chose to stay in the division and go to Philly. It gives me Brian Mitchell vibes. But he wasn't released. He just wasn't re-signed. And I'm just like, dog, are you serious right now? This is what we're doing? But what can I say? This team is getting younger. They're
It
getting faster,
is.
and some guys are expendable. I knew when his contract was up, it was going to be a slim chance if he came back. I thought he would be back after the draft, but the guys that they're going and grabbing are in a better position to really take this team to new heights. So, I know you wanted him in Buffalo,
I did. I did.
but
But let me tell you, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion in this area. Him signing with the Eagles shows a lot. He definitely doesn't want to win. That's because the Eagles are more than likely going to be last place in the division this year. So him signing with the Eagles, I think they would say it was 3 or 4 teams that wanted his services. I did want him to come to Buffalo. He's a legit pass rusher, very good at what he does. But the signing with the Eagles just to play Washington twice a year, it just for me it just sits bad. And I root for the burgundy and gold, but I'm not a burgundy and gold fan. I'm a Buffalo Bill fan. But it reeks because it's like you're at a point in your career where I would have thought you would have wanted to go somewhere, even if it was taking less money to go win. To win now, to put yourself in a position where you're on a team that can make the NFC Championship game, AFC Championship game with no problem. So I don't know if his asking price is too high. Not sure, but going to sign with the Eagles, like it's to me, you don't want to win games, and that's what it's about at the end of the day. The hell with playing a team twice a year that thinks that it's time for them to move on from you because they got young rushers. I mean, that's just my opinion. So, but I'm kind of if that's his mentality, I'm kind of glad he didn't come to Buffalo.
that mute button. But I can agree with that. But it hurts. It hurts that he moved on to a division foe. It hurts that he's gone. But this team is getting better and better as the weeks of this off season progress. So I'm your price tag at 31 years old cannot be that high. And I'm self-aware. And Professor Lucky always said it. He says Ryan Kerrigan shows up for the Eagles and the Giants. That's when he has his best games. That's when his multi-sack games and things like that. He has a few flashes against Dallas. I'm not going to knock him for what he does because he was consistent with what he does. Never been hurt until year before last when he had the concussion. They had to shut him down. So he's very dependable, very reliable. It just hurts that he's gone. But I'm learning to roll with the punches and move on because I want to be fitted for that hardware at the end of the season.
That's all.
That's my goal.
That's all that matters, and nobody's gonna remember if you get that hardware. Nobody's gonna remember 91 signing with the Eagles. Nobody. That's the goal, man. That
Now,
hardware erases all the bad memories instantly.
it's like when you get money and people say, well, what about the people that help you? You take $200 bills out your pocket and you wipe your eyes like, what people?
Yeah.
I got money. And then you put it back in there with the stack of $100 bills that you got in your pocket and the money that you got in the bank. It keeps me warm at night. So I'm not worried about that. So I get it. But I'm just like, okay. But news came out earlier today from John Kime. The Washington football team has granted Morgan Moses permission to seek a trade. I like to call Morgan Moses the wounded warrior because the dude will be hurt, sick, beat the hell up, and still not miss a game. This dude had 2 sprained ankles a couple years ago. Didn't practice during the week, came out and held his own against some of the best pass rushers.
Yep.
And now they're saying, hey, you can go ahead and find you a new place to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, there's Junie.
What's the deal, fellas?
What's going on,
What's
Junior?
happening, Jody?
Not much, man. How y'all brothers doing?
Good, man.
Good. We sitting here talking about Morgan Moses. Get ready to wrap this thing up. You know, he's getting ready to leave Washington. It'll save Washington $7 million in salary cap space if they trade him or release him. Damn, the horn went off already.
That's it.
But he would count as 1.9 million in dead cap. So I guess Washington is going to go with Samuel Cosme, Charles Leno, David Sharp, and Cornelius Lucas as their tackles. So
I mean, look, you appreciate. Look, the fans should appreciate what he did here, playing hurt and everything. But as a team, as a business, running a business, this is what this is, a business. You need people that are not in this type of business. You need people that are not injury prone, that you don't have to worry about weekly, if you could get them out there. Now, for the most part, he hasn't been 100% the last 2 years. He's played hurt a lot. So, I mean, I applaud him, but like I said, if I'm the GM, I'm trying to figure out a way where I need people that are not going to get hurt. Because remember, we talked about if that was going to be a problem with Brandon Sheriff and his contract and everything. That the injuries, are told. You can't. You got limited roster space. When you do put people on a roster, you need people that, unfortunately, injuries are part of the game, but you need people that are going to be able to play and play up to 100%. And if you got weekly somebody with bad knees, bad ankles, going out there, you have to start thinking about your next move, and that's what they're doing.
Junie.
Well, man, Morgan Moses played a big part, man. I really hate to see him go. Big man out of UVA. I salute him. He did an awesome job while he was here, like you said, playing hurt.
Yeah.
I hate to see him go. But maybe it is time to move on and do bigger things. I know the next time we say his name is gonna be champion Morgan Moses. So that's what happened when most of the players leave the Washington D.C. area. We all know that.
Unfortunately,
I hate to see him go, man. I think he played a good part. He played his role.
At one point in time, he was the highest paid right tackle in the league.
He deservedly so.
Yeah, and he could play right tackle, but then he showed last season that he could move over to left. He played left tackle 2 games last year and held his own. And he was hurt.
Yes, he did.
But it was that God, what game was that? It was Haskins' last game. And Haskins needed that protection, and Morgan Moses went out, and then they steamrolled that side of the line like it was nothing.
Yep.
So that shows you how valuable a Morgan Moses is. So
made Haskins look good.
Yeah, because he kept him upright.
Yes, sir.
I just wish Haskins would listen to him. So, but we hitting the 28-minute mark. This just in, Bradley Beal won't have a minutes restriction tonight against the Celtics. He's good to go with that sore hamstring.
Yes. Good.
So I'm B, I don't know how long it's been since you've been on the Book It Sports app, but I'm trying to put I'm gonna put a bet in on tonight and tomorrow's games.
Okay.
Let me see.
This is football season, man.
Yeah, me neither. I did a couple basketball during football season, but haven't been on there. But the Wizards are 3-point underdogs, and the over/under is 233 points. I would love to see the Wizards put up.
Me too, man.
160 points tonight and beat Boston by 30. 165 to 135. I'll take that. It's bad defense, but damn it, they gonna score.
And that's a 9 o'clock game, right? 9 p.m.
Yep, 9 p.m. I'm gonna go with the over on that, and I'm gonna take the Wizards. So I got my bet slip in. Let's see if I can come out a winner. So, but fellas, we got basketball tonight, tomorrow, Thursday. We come back with the Thursday night throwdown. Tomorrow we got DC Sports Rundown. So we'll be talking Wizards all day tomorrow on Instagram Live. But until then, you gentlemen have any final words before we get out of here?
Let's go Wizards, baby. Let's go Wizards.
Yeah, man. Let's get that 7th seed and go play the Nets.
Yes, sir.
Hey, the Nets are beatable. They are beatable with Durant, with Kyrie, with Harden, and Balake Griffin. They are beatable.
2 out of 3 gonna be hurt anyway.
Man.
With that being said, that's all our time for tonight. Until next time, that's the man that's cool as ice, twice as nice. Never had a bad day in his damn life. Junie, the boss BJ. I'm the big guy KG. We don't do no overtime. We are out of here.
Peace.